What's going on, guys? My name is Blake Harms. I'm with After 7 Garage, and I've been invited on Real Rides here with Lewis, and I'm very, very thankful. Thanks for having me. First thing you guys will notice, take a look at that paint job. So it's all a rattle can paint job. Looks like the previous owner ran out of paint. And I made my own mark on the car. I'm sure you might have noticed already. I spray painted a 7 on the hood. So that was my only touch on that paint job that I could take credit for. But as far as the outside, the only thing that's changed is the rear spoiler. That was the first part that I actually acquired for this car. And it kind of spawned where it is now. I wanted to focus on strictly performance. So again, the only aesthetic change you'll find is the wing, the spoiler on the back there. Everything else I left alone. You walk around the car and you notice it's got very straight body panels, no accidents on history. It's got some famous rust on the rear wheel arches, but that's about it. This is a solid car and it's treated me very, very well. So the only other exterior change you'll notice is the wheels. So originally when I bought the car, it had 13-inch steel wheels. Yes, that's right, 13-inch. Cars came with that small of a wheel. Those were quick to go. That was the first thing to change. I upgraded to a 15-inch wheel that's way lighter than the original, and some nice brand new hand-cooked Venus V2 tires. Got to make sure I have some good grip if we're going to make this thing faster. Aside from that, it's completely stock on the outside. Maybe in the future I'll add a front lip for some extra downforce and maybe some other body kit components. But right now I'm not worried about the looks. This car has been 100% performance. That's it. So the interior is somewhat simple. A lot of the components you'll see in the car are factory. Original dash, original cluster. A few things that are different that stand out are the seats. That's the first thing you probably notice. Those seats are out of a Honda S2000. Had to have those seats. I used to own an S2000 and they're very comfortable. One of the most sought after seats that people like to put in their vehicles. So the next thing you'll notice is the steering wheel. I actually downgraded to a 13-inch steering wheel from a 15-inch. No power steering is very brutal in a parking lot. So a smaller steering wheel helps turn that a lot easier. And thirdly, the other thing you'll probably notice immediately is the radio's been removed. I needed a good location for some important gauges, and I decided you got to listen to the car. We don't need to listen to music, so we got rid of the radio and made a custom faceplate with our boost gauge, our wideband, and our oil pressure gauge. All three of these are very, very important to monitor. Anytime you add a turbocharger to a vehicle, you want to keep good tabs on information like that. Something else I'd like to show you guys will be the ECU. It's actually chipped and socketed on the circuit board, and a USB cable has been added. I can hook it up to a laptop and completely rewrite the computer, make all the settings, everything that I want. It's very, very interesting. But other than that, if you look in the back, there's nothing there. Took out the back seats, got rid of them. They were in terrible shape, and I didn't plan on having any other passengers other than myself and somebody riding shotgun. So, weight reduction. That's it. In the back, you'll see the battery. I had to relocate that from the hood to the back because I have a breather box in the engine compartment that I'll show you guys here in a second. The breather box was important for getting rid of that extra boost pressure from the turbo. So we moved the battery to the back, held down properly, wired properly, conduit and zip ties are secured to it, done right the first time. All right, so let's check out what's going on under the hood, guys. First thing, what do you see? Is it the shiny radiator, the polished intercooler piping, or is it that big turbo hidden down there in the front? That's a 7063 turbo, eBay turbo. Little big for the application, but I wanted to give myself room to grow. Currently I'm running 10 PSI. This is a stock bottom end and a stock top end. I have not done any engine work. Everybody on the internet will say all day, all it can handle is 5 PSI, and I'm here to tell everybody I've proven them wrong. Okay, 10 PSI, you've got a external wastegate, Sheepy Race turbo manifold, and a 3-inch downpipe. I'm running 550cc injectors from a SRT4 Neon and a 340 liter per hour fuel pump, again being managed by a P28 ECU with the Demon board and tuned on Neptune. That's the software. The other items you'll notice in the engine bay are going to be the blue spark plug wires. NGK, that's a go-to in the Honda scene. You always get the NGK wires. They carry the most current and they're the most reliable. Brass contacts in the distributor cap. We want to make sure we have optimal spark. Radiator's been upgraded to a 2-row, more cooling capacity, and the Mishimoto silicone hoses. So again, every step I've taken has been calculated. There's no point in going fast if you can't stop. There's no point in going fast if you can't handle the car. All the suspension has been replaced. Infamous rear trailing arm bushings were shot, brand new pressed in, brand new coilovers, ball joints, tie rods, you name it. So looks are deceiving with this car. It is solid, 100% solid. I would trust it, giving it to my mom to take for a day. I really would. I'm very, very particular with my cars, and if it's not right, I'm gonna figure it out. I'm proud to show you guys what I have, and thank you again, Real Rides TV. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Blake, this is by far one of the most craziest rides I've ever been in my entire life. You said this car, you call it the Juice Cat.
This is the Juice Cat.
The Juice Cat. I tell you, man, I don't know what you would call it, but just insane. This thing is insane. It's loud, it's raunchy, it's like the girlfriend you want to date, but you don't want to bring home to mom.
No.
You know,
absolutely.
like just dirty and nasty and just crazy. Tell us a little bit about the Juice Cat. Where did that name come from, and why this Honda?
The Juice Cat was coined from when I found the car. There was actually a stray cat that crawled from underneath it, found it in a Food Lion parking lot, and I knew I had to have it. It's a little rough on the outside. It's got a spray paint job from the previous owner. I saw right through that. It's got good bones. It's got good bones. It's got good karma. Everything has been flawless with this car. It's really treated me very, very well.
I tell you, man, the paint job is this camouflage spray paint thing. Why did you do that, or is that how the car came?
So I actually found the car in the shape that you see it on the outside.
Really?
Yes. So the outside.
I thought you just went crazy one day.
It looks like somebody did. Somebody totally attacked it with 3 to 4 cans of spray paint.
Okay, all right. And then what made you fall in love with this, right? So you said you saw it at a Food Lion parking lot.
Right.
And you're like, I have to have this car.
I've always been a Honda guy. I enjoy working on simple cars, things that are easy to fix. And I've always been a math and science person. So I told myself one day, I'm gonna build a car. And what way to do it than a cheap Honda? That way if you make mistakes, parts are easily replaceable. I said, you know what? This is a good candidate to learn from. If I mess something up, nothing lost.
So you did, everything you've done to this car has been completely with the idea of performance. You're
Correct.
almost like, I don't care about the cosmetics because cosmetics doesn't make it faster.
Right.
Except for the sticker that says I love Honda in the back.
Yes.
That obviously adds some horsepower.
5 horsepower.
But why that approach? Why take the pure performance route? Are you driving this car on the track, or you just want to have a fun everyday driver? What's the purpose?
So I've been a very big car enthusiast since I was a kid. When I was 15, I was already tinkering with cars, modifying them and changing them, but I've always made them look good. Body kits, spoilers, wheels, tires, coilovers, you name it. I've never made a car with a performance build in mind. So recent turn of change. Nowadays we have the stance scene where you have lowered cars, each to their own.
Absolutely.
I've grown out of that. I'm very heavily into the performance side now. I follow a lot of Instagram pages that are performance driven, and I'm seeing these Honda Civics that are making quarter-mile passes faster than V8 cars. So I'm like, there's got to be something to this. And the more I looked into it, the more I realized power to weight. It's all power to weight. So I found the smallest, cheapest, lightest car with the mindset that I'm going to turbocharge it.
Is this an everyday driver for you?
This was an everyday driver for me for about a month.
Okay.
Just to make sure that it ran well and everything was functioning great before I turbocharged it. So I put the new motor in, the suspension, the brakes. I drove it around every day to make sure I was confident before I took the next step.
All right. Would you do anything different though if this was your daily driver? Like a back seat, for instance?
Yes. You're right. I could probably use another seat. I can never take more than one person for a ride.
No, but I mean that sincerely, right? So you obviously you're performance driven, and I'm going to ask if you've taken us to a track in a moment.
Okay.
But you're performance driven. That was the purpose.
Absolutely.
Are there things that you would have maybe potentially done different if this was an everyday driver? Maybe you would have put some into cosmetics, or would you have done everything exactly the same? It wouldn't matter.
I think the direction would be the same. I would still be performance and I wouldn't worry about the looks. But what I would do different would be I would purchase a better quality turbo and build the engine better. That way I could feel more confident to push the limits every single day. Right now this is a weekend car. It's tuned great, there's no issues. But it is an eBay turbocharger. There's a lot of stigma about them not lasting long, so that's the one thing I would change if it was a daily.
Understood. So let's talk about, you saw videos and Instagrams of these things crushing V8s.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about your story. Have you taken it to the track? Have you thrown down with somebody before? And what's the results been?
So right now I'm still working on getting a trailer and a truck to confidently bring this to a track in case it doesn't make its way back home.
Fair enough.
So I have not bring it on the track yet. However, I have street raced a couple of my friends, and let's just say it beats every single M3 I've raced, and it hangs with my friend's M2.
There you go. So street racing meaning on a closed and safe, closed off street.
Correct.
Not street light. No, we don't condone that here on Real Rides.
No,
not at all.
Not.
You know, the cars are nice, right? Like those German engineered cars. They're beautiful.
Love them.
They're fast out of the gate. They're very attractive. But the one thing they can't say is that they can't say that they built their car.
Right.
Which is everything that you can say here.
Right.
You built this machine, this lion in a box of a car.
It is. It's wild. And it's funny that we touched on the BMW because my first car was a 96 BMW 3 Series. And that was the first car that I had, and I dumped all my money into it. I worked at Char Grill, my first job, dumping every paycheck into this BMW. And honestly, that's where my passion for modifying cars stemmed from, was my first BMW. Yep.
So future plans, what's next?
So future plans is, half of me wants to paint the car so bad. I really do.
You don't like the camo spray paint job?
I'm okay with it, but you know, it shouldn't be about other people, but a lot of people don't get it. It should be my car, but I almost want to paint it to give a little bit better presence.
Okay.
But the other half of me wants to say, screw it, stick with the objective, performance only. So the next step would be to turn up the boost and build the engine to be able to handle that power, and then I could get into the 500 horsepower range very easily. So elevate the performance or make it look better. It's one of the two.
You'll have to flip a coin.
I will.
guess.
I'm gonna have to.
What recommendations would you have from somebody might be just starting out or want to do their own build like you?
I would say if you want to start out with the Hondas, if you're not comfortable modifying a car or building a car like I did, stay away from the turbo and just enjoy the engine that you have. Honda produces phenomenal engines. Make sure it has the VTEC. You get yourself a VTEC Honda, you will have the most fun driving that car versus driving a Ferrari, I promise you. One very, very important friend of mine told me, it's more fun to drive a slow car fast than it is to drive a fast car slow every day. So get yourself an Acura Integra, get yourself a Honda Civic, something with VTEC, and go on eBay, go on the internet, enjoy those $300 upgrades. A radiator costs 50 bucks. I mean, the parts are so cheap. Enjoy the process. In my opinion, a Honda will teach you so much about yourself and your abilities. You'll realize, wow, I can actually do this. And then you graduate towards the BMWs and the Audis, and then it's another level.
Well, Blake, man, this has been a fantastic time. I really have enjoyed my time with you. This has been an amazing experience for me. You know, this car stands out on its own, and when you really see what's under the hood, you're like, oh, now I get it. This thing is a serious animal, and I'm so grateful that you shared it with us today, for sure.
Lewis, thank you so much for having me, man. I'm very, very grateful to be a part of Real Rides TV, and you know, as soon as I met you, I could feel your energy. He mentioned seeing my energy. This guy has got the talent, he's got the motivation, and most importantly, like me, I can tell you have the passion. So thank you for having me.
Thank you, man. I love it. Thank you so much.